educational impact.
Right. So let's get into that. So let's get into that real quick. The mission behind TSK Camp Elevate. The mission really was one of the things where, like I said, I've seen camps before, right? Not saying anything was wrong with them because they were good. I mean, don't get me wrong. The only thing I would say is, though, I know that we on the Donaghy side do a lot of, innovative things, in order to teach children. So I was like, well, why don't we, try that, talk to, some people that work with me. And I said, why don't we try to, do something like this? So, yeah, I mean, are you saying, did we copy? I think sometimes when something's good, I don't see anything wrong with that as well. I mean, I think it's like, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I mean, type of mentality. Only thing is tweaking it with some of the things that we do as far as with, like I told you, activities and learning. I think, seeing last year, seeing, the kids light up over, some things that we were doing even in our computer lab was a great thing as well, as far as with reading. That's what it starts with. I mean, literacy for life, I think is, one of the things that we speak on and talk about are those things. Literacy life. I mean, we have to teach the young how to read. We have to teach the old if they can't do it how to read. It's just, it's a must. It's a must. It really is a must. I mean, I know we're talking about school. No, I'm talking about life.
Yeah.
Literally, and when I say literacy for life, I mean that as far as, you have to, you have to be able to read, because you're not able to navigate your life, in a way where, everything is informational. Right. A lot of times, if it didn't, in front of your face on the wall, it's on your computer, it's on your tablet, it's on your phone. So you have to be able to, and also building confidence as well, building confidence as well. Everybody into sports and things of that nature as well. So teaching them another way, teaching them, that some other way may be the way as well. So then, it's not Camp Elevate it's not about babysitting, right? Or just simply, recreation either. It's definitely about youth development.
I think so much success in life is based on our ability to communicate. And I think that ability starts at a very young age by learning to read.
Right.
It's our earliest form of how we learn to communicate properly. And, because I don't really think it's a measure of intelligence, because I've known a lot of intelligent people that struggled to communicate.
Right.
So, it was hard to see where they excelled because, right. So I think by us really focusing on literacy when people are young, not like you said, it's not just about school. It affects the rest of your life.
Right. And that's the thing is, and when I think about it, going back in my life when, I think about, mission or, why, when I was worked at Presley Ridge years ago, there was a week that we had, and the week was actually, it was called Camp Courageous then. And it was a week where we took the kids out. I mean, and sometimes it was different behaviorally because, some of the kids we dealt with had some behavior issues at the time, with acting out and things of that nature. But I think the more we did it, the better it was when it came to these things, because then the kids were really, they warmed up. And like I said, it was a lasting effect on them. It was a lasting effect on me. Was it tired? Sometimes, yeah, it was, because we stayed the night. We're not staying the night at Camp Elevate. It's a day camp, 9 to 3. So that's a little different, but that's the thing. It was a lasting effect on me that, the camp came up and the kids really, enjoyed it. And you can see now, because we have some repeat campers there now, and you can just see it. And like I said, I just, I really thank God is the fact to be able to help and be a part of it, because it's not me by any means, right? We have other people that, step up even behind the scenes, Adrian Banks, she does a whole lot for Camp Elevate, right? In order to make it work. Without her, it wouldn't work. So I'm not, I commend her. And we have, someone new who came on, Miss Debbie Cross. She's done a great job. Really, helping with sponsorships and, getting those, sponsorships we need. So, but you have to have, people, but it's more people than that. So if I haven't named anyone, I don't want to, be amiss, but I appreciate everyone, right? That has helped and came forward. It's one little thing. I'll say, and then I'll move on. We also are doing work training at Camp Elevate as well through Donakey. I mean, we have some consumers who get some youth, some teenagers that are coming in and also help. They support, and we, had to make that clear. They're there for support and also to learn as well, right? And like I was telling them last week, is that kind of, try to pull them to the side and speak to them a lot. This is training, but this is what it's like, especially because like I was telling them last week, we're not dealing with chairs. We're not dealing with, items. We're dealing with people. And
Right.
sometimes, it's it kind of, it's good one day and then it ain't good the next. But being consistent is a big thing. And I think the bigger the consistency we have, the better it will be as far as the results that we get. And that's one of the things, that we speak about as well. And that's why we try to, yesterday, because last year we wasn't able to, hook up with, Raleigh County Library just due to scheduling things. But this year we were, and they came yesterday, and they will come every Monday with the bookmobile. And I think, like I said, even then, I mean, just seeing that, and and like I said, the only thing that I think that I'm disgruntled about Camp Elevate is I can't be there all the time. I do believe that. There's just other things that I have to do as well. But I mean, I have great people over there running it, but it's like that's the only thing. But not seeing them getting on the bookmobile and trying to utilize it a little, that kind of sucks. But I know they did, and that was a great thing as well.
Right.
I mean, that's great because it's not about me anyway. It's about the kids. It's about definitely an experience that they have, and also the consumers who are working over there as well, and actually the the camp counselors too.
And the thing I like is the model that you built is, and I think it's really organic because a lot of the youth that have gone through your camps and programs are the same youth that we see showing back up to help other
Right.
youth with their and
That is it.
that's
And we miss that. I miss
Yeah.
that. You're right.
and that runs so deep, and because now you're talking about not just changing a kid's summer, but you're affecting change that creates a cycle of positivity.
Right. And being with a history, I mean, I have a history of working with kids for a long time, right? But one of the things that is paramount in my mind is, even if you're having them do a task that they don't want to do, if you help them with it or help them through it, they're more willing to do that instead of not doing it. Okay, so even if it would be, I mean, we had like something where last week when we were going to go to we were going to go down to the solid waste authority, right? We were going down there, but before that, some of the kids didn't clean up, and they had got on the bus. So all I said, not roughly, I just said, okay, let's get them off the bus, right? Now they thinking, and a lot of people don't know, they were thinking it was going to be an issue. It wasn't. It was just the fact we were just going to, help clean up. But all I had to do was go in there and help them. And then they did it. And that's not, like I said, definitely not pat myself on the back, but that's the thing. A lot of kids need encouragement, but also, that's one of the things we need to, lend a hand as well.
Right.
Instead of sitting back watching them do it, we need to be getting there and do it as well. And I'm not saying I had to do a whole bunch. They did all of it. It wasn't that much to do, but it was still just a learning and a teaching moment to understand that we have to, clean up after ourselves as well. But that's fine. I mean, like I said, this is what we're here to do as well.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't have to be harsh. Everything doesn't have to be, a negative thing. And that's when, one of the things that we kind of work on as well. Just to go on, what we're talking about, there's some other things too. Is doing Camp Elevate, and other camps as well, discovering hidden talents is one of the things. And because every child possesses, hidden talents. There's gifts and abilities that are beyond what we even think. A lot of it would be like definitely leadership talents, getting them to understand that and getting along with others as well is another thing. And overcoming issues with others is another thing that we speak about. So a lot of times, and even some adults don't really know their hidden talents that they may have. That's one of the things when delving into, Donaghy, that's one of the things we do. Like when we meet with, someone about, a possible job interest, we try to lean on their strengths before I say, I can fit you in this box here. Let me lean on your strengths, see what because where you're familiar with. Not saying we can't teach along the way, but I think it's better for you to get a say so, right? And it's better that you to get a say so and kind of understand that, hey, listen, you have some talents that you can expand on, right? Not only that, it could be academic, it could be entrepreneurship as well. I mean, you never know. And communication skills, I mean, is paramount. It definitely is. So just working on some of those things as well, and that's something that we're going to bring to the table there, because definitely during a rainy day. It's nothing wrong with playing in the park, and we do take them to the park. But there's going to be days kind of like today that they can't do it. Things are wet, things. So now we have to, get the art out, get and then you start to see this artistic talent that someone may have. Definitely, when we talk about entrepreneurial skills, just getting someone in and talking to them, which we will. I mean, getting them in. We have, several other field trips scheduled that hopefully that are powerful to, definitely the children that have came. I just think it's great when they can do these things.
Yeah, and it's to me it's exciting to see young people exposed to so many different positive things, because there's so much potential in all of them,
Right.
and you can just see the light bulbs and the passions, and like you said, uh, sometimes they're getting exposed to positive things that they may not have even known about before.
That's
and
the
then
thing.
all of
And
a
I don't
sudden
think
you
we
can,
see.
you can see that passion.
And a lot of times you can as a person working there, you can overlook that and take it for granted, but you shouldn't, because you just don't know, all the things that are going on. They can remember you. I remember when my